Okay, so I'm here with Coach Johnson, the North Carolina State track and field assistant coach. What does it feel like to be on the coaching side of track and field world as opposed to the athlete side?
It's a little bit different. It's probably a little bit less nerve-wracking in the sense that I don't have to go out there to compete. Then again, it's a little bit more nerve-wracking because I don't have control over what the athletes do. I just have to sit back and watch.
What is your favorite part about coaching?
Working with young people, helping young people achieve their goals, and when they do, seeing the smile on their faces.
Is there a difference between the coaching style your coach had and your coaching style?
It's pretty much the same. I think that I've taken a little bit out of all the coaches that I've had and kind of incorporated all that into my coaching style.
How did the level of training change between the college circuit and the professional circuit?
It changed in the sense that the attention to detail. The actual workouts, the volume of the workouts was basically the same. The intensity of the workouts was basically the same. It was just my attention to the smaller things.
How did your time management change between the college circuit and the professional circuit?
Actually, being in college, you had to have better time management skills because you had to go to class, you had to do study hall, you had to do so many other things besides just running. Or on the professional circuit, that's all you had to worry about. You know, the 2, 3, 4 hours a day that you devoted to training. That's pretty much it.
How do professional athletes make their income?
Professional athletes make their income in a variety of ways. You have sponsors. You're fortunate enough to have those, and then you also get money from the individual meets that you go to, appearance fees, and prize money at those meets.
What was a typical day like for you as a professional athlete?
Typical day was I woke up at about 9 o'clock. I was in the weight room at about 10 o'clock, so I lifted weights. And then 1 o'clock I was on the track working out, and then maybe about 3:30 I was done with practice. I had the rest of the day to myself.
So a little bit different than the professional athlete. What does a typical day look like for you as a coach?
Coach now. Get up in the morning, go into the office, check emails, make phone calls, do paperwork, check on a variety of things with the student athletes, making sure that they've done study hall, look at the grade reports that come in, plan out training schedule, competition schedule, do meet entries, and then just deal with whatever random things come up during the day. Training room stuff with athletes, or being in the office of athletes wanting to stop by to talk about whatever.
So what was your favorite part about being a professional athlete?
Favorite part? Traveling. Traveling, getting to see different places, different people, different cultures. I think that was the best part because it puts a different perspective on the world. Because growing up in the U.S., so many times we don't travel other places, so our world view is an American view of the world and not a worldly view of the world.
Right.
So I think that's the best part.
So then with that being said, how does it feel to run in front of an international crowd?
I try to ignore the crowd because I really don't like running in front of people, and I especially don't like running in front of people. So I'd always find my little place to go warm up by myself if I could, and then when I got out there on the track, I just kind of ignored everybody.
What agency were you a part of?
What agency?
Yeah, like the agent who helped you out. Who were you under?
I had a few agents. I'd probably say the main one was HSL.
Mm-hmm.
They're based out in California. And, learned a lot from it. We learned about how the business works.
Mm-hmm. So then, how did your agent like help you? I guess I would say, or do they help you?
Yeah, agents help. I mean, they basically explain how the professional side of track and field works, and I think one of the biggest things that you learn when you become a professional track and field athlete is that stuff isn't fair. You know, the reason why one person gets something may be different than the reason that you get it. There are situations where one athlete A is running faster than athlete B, but athlete B makes more money than athlete A. Yeah. So just understanding all the different dynamics that go into the industry.
Okay. What is the number one aspect you believe a person needs to be pro?
Number one aspect. Well, the number one aspect is going to be talent. But I think that's a given. So other than talent,
that would be like myself.
work ethic.
Yeah, like I would buy one train normally.
Because with track and field, it's an individual sport. It's so easy to just kind of slack off because you only answer to yourself basically.
Right.
So having that work ethic is going to be the thing. It gets whatever, I'm going to say 99% of the people over the top. Talent aside.
What's the hardest workout you've ever done?
Hardest ever. I think the hardest workout I ever did in my life. I don't know why it was so hard, but it was in college actually. I had a workout one day. I had to run the easy 300, take a short rest, and then sprint at 200. I think I had about 4 or 5 of them. And I'll never forget at the end of it, I was so tired I was laying on my back. And I felt like I had to take my glasses off so I could get more air.
Okay, so how does it... What made you decide to coach after you were done running professionally?
I was working with this athlete down in South Carolina. Because when I first stopped running track, coaching college track and field was one of the things I said I definitely did not want to do. So I was working with this guy in South Carolina, and he wasn't paying me anything. And I found myself looking forward every day to waking up in the morning to go out on the track to work with him. So that's when I realized that even though I said I didn't want to be a college coach, I definitely wanted to coach.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of this happenstance. Jobs came open at the Air Force Academy in the fall of 2011. And I applied for it, got the job, and here I am.
What do you think your strengths are as a coach?
I think my strengths as a coach is that I know what it feels like. You know, I've had the opportunity to participate at the high school level, college level, professional level, and just understanding the differences in those different levels. I'd like to think I'm at least somewhat of a people person, somewhat compassionate at the right time.
Yeah. What do you think your weaknesses are?
I think my weaknesses are that because I think that something is easier because I understand something fully, I expect the athletes that I coach to understand it the way I understand it. So sometimes it's difficult to explain things in a way that the athlete understands that may be different from the way that I understand.
What are your biggest accomplishments as a coach?
Biggest accomplishments as a coach? For me, having athletes PR. You know, it's when you coach at the college level, obviously you have athletes with different talent levels. So for me, if someone can set a personal best, I think that's a huge accomplishment for me to say that I was a part of that.
How do you create a team like / championship team?
But like your
How do I do that? Honestly, still trying to figure that out. I think championship, you got to create that atmosphere first. And I think creating that atmosphere is talking about it. Having the athletes that I coach understand what the expectations are. Getting the athletes to believe in themselves and to get them to understand that they have what it takes to be a champion, and getting them to learn how to tap into that championship mentality that's already inside them.
So my last question is, how is it transitioning from one school to another as a coach?
Transitioning from one school to another it's interesting because when you're at one school for a while, the athletes buy into your program, and as a coach, you always want the athletes to believe in what you're doing and believe that it works. So pretty much every coach does that. So you work on doing that at one place, and then when you leave to go to a new school, the athletes believe in the process that was there before you got there.
Right.
And then when there are differences, the thing that I've learned is you have to explain that the previous process works, even though this process that I'm bringing is different, it also works. So that's the biggest challenge.
Well, thank you for allowing me to interview